Hello, welcome to HITC Sport.
The Irish guy has the bald knowledge of a soggy pumpkin. His predictions make me want to bleed from my face.
Listen, I've been stung badly by predictions before. Just look at my goddamn foot. But as always, I want redemption. I really do this season. I just have to. I need to get the Premier League table right this year, honestly. But you know what? I'm actually weirdly confident, so go on then. Let's see what happens. Right, let's go. 20th, Norwich. This is the most obvious prediction in the list. I'm sorry, but what has exactly changed about Norwich City since the last time they were in the Premier League? Daniel Farke is still in charge. They're still relying on Timu Pukki for goals. I'm sorry, he's already proven that he resembles an unfit Santa Claus in the Premier League. So continue to persist with him 2 years later. It's like going back to the same barber who accidentally cut off your ear. It's like going back to the same library who used to loan you books that smelled of piss. I mean, do you really want to read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets when it's just being dumped in a toilet? But yeah, Norwich, they've lost their playmaker Emi Buendia. They're clinging onto Todd Cantwell's hair so tight, they're probably in danger of scalping the poor boy. And who have they actually signed? Angus Gunn? What, the goalie who conceded 9 in one match? The guy whose dad was a former manager at Norwich and masterminded a 7-1 defeat to Colchester in League One? I'm sorry, but after that, Carrow Road should make like the local airports and immediately ban all guns from the premises. Yes, Billy Gilmore looks like an exciting talent in midfield, but I can't help but feel he's going to have the same impact that Renato Sanchez had at Swansea, just being stuck in a low confidence team and being swallowed whole by relegation. Of course Norwich are going down, I'm utterly convinced. Listen, Daniel Farke, he's a brilliant championship manager, but so what? You can be a brilliant chef in your own kitchen with ingenious ideas like mixing cornflakes with a half a litre of Calpol, but chuck you onto Master Chef and you'd quickly be sweating blood out your arse. Because honestly, watching Farke suffer on Match of the Day, his naive tactics in the top flight are a big bowl of stale shreddies. This isn't even a prediction, it's a stone cold fact. Norwich City are going down in bottom place. Oh, by the way, trying to hit 500,000 subscribers as soon as possible. If you want to join this select army, slap that big fat red button, alright? Anyway, back into the video. 19th, Southampton. Yeah, last November, Southampton were top of the league. Now, I'm predicting them to wind up second bottom. It's a call, it's a massive call, and Southampton fans are probably hoping that I wind up choking on my own teeth. But lads, let's revisit this next summer and see who was right. Since beating Liverpool on January 4th, the team have lost 15 of the last 21 Premier League matches. I mean, look at this. There's more red than on Bryce Hall's face in a boxing ring.
Yeah, is anyone reading the screen right now? Danny Ings had just signed for Aston Villa.
Oh no.
Oh, that's just sad. Look at them. They all look like they've just stumbled upon their granny sex tape. They want to look away. They want to scrub their eyes with a toothbrush, but they can't. Yeah, your only source of goals is gone. I know he's being replaced by Adam Armstrong from Blackburn for £15 million, but I can't be the only one who knows that he's just another championship star who's going to flop in the Premier League. Honestly, he's going to be the Ryan Brewster of this season. 0 goals until March, I promise you. Ralph Hasenhüttl is a man proving that no, you can't recover from 2 9-0 defeats. He'll be sacked by Halloween. James Ward-Prowse will jump ship to Villa Park in January. Honestly, 19th, getting relegated with Steve Cooper in the dugout. 18th, Crystal Palace. I know Patrick Vieira's in the Crystal Palace dugout, but I don't care. He might as well be Frank de Boer, because this is just another managerial experiment. The no-frills boring Roy Hodgson, yeah, he was boring, but he was stability. But Vieira, he's another wild card pick. Another former world-class massive name, but his managerial CV. What, coaching the likes of Tommy McNamara and Ben Sweat in New York? Apparently he did well over there, but is finishing second in the MLS really all that special when you get to pick David Villa and Andrea Pirlo? In Europe, he utterly imploded in his second season at Nice. And now Palace, you've just seen half the squad walk out the door, including 3 seasoned centre backs. This squad is going to be utterly chewed apart like a wet sausage roll. Palace, this is going to be your first relegation from the Premier League since 2005. And look who joined you in the relegation zone back then. History is going to utterly repeat itself. 17th, Brentford. So Brentford are finally in the Premier League. I'm just relieved I don't have to walk around with Pontus Jansson tattooed on my arse. Bamford on my foot is bad enough. Brentford fans, they probably seem to think that I have an irrational hatred of your club and would like to see a bunch of Carvel-dwelling mutants spend an afternoon throwing bowls of mashed banana at your ground. No, No, that couldn't be further from the truth. And lads, I think you're going to stay up. No, it makes absolutely no sense when you look at your squad, but Thomas Frank is building something special. Your fans are in dreamland. Christopher Ayer's clever signing from Celtic. He looks like a good centre-back deal, and I think Ivan Toney is the next Jamie Vardy. He's going to batter in 15 goals and be making his England debut next spring. I'm also expecting former Arsenal Academy star Josh Da Silva, someone who's treated the Emirates like an empty packet of quavers. I'm expecting a monster season from him in the field. Honestly, by next summer, he's going to be worth 40 million quid. It'll be close, but I think he'll just about stay up on the final day of the season by the width of a hamster's cervix. 16th Watford. Alright. If Xisco Muniz is still the Watford manager by next May, then I will drink an entire pint of watered down cat food. He won't be there. You know he won't be there. His own wife knows he won't be there. I know he's just secured promotion, but lads, he's probably about 3 sneezes away from getting sacked. I'm still convinced Slavica Jokanovic was fired because the owners didn't like his haircut that week. I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. Watford will start the season like relegation fodder. They'll be bottom by Christmas. Honestly, their squad is stuffed to the brim with players who've already been relegated from the Premier League. I mean, how is Ismaila Sarr still at Vicarage Road? This is a winger who's once linked with Barcelona and Liverpool. He's probably feeling that the last 2 years in London have been a prison sentence. This is going to be a pretty rotten first half of the season. But lads, they'll bring in Sam Allardyce and grind out survival. Even if he has to break Tom Cleverley's back over a coffee table, even if he has to drown Dan Gosling in a toilet, somehow he will squeak them over the line. 15th Brighton. Brighton are going to win 9 games of football this season. No more, no less. That's exactly what they've done in each of their 4 seasons in the Premier League. They just win 9 games and then stop. Listen, Graham Potter is a football hipster who probably is a nightmare to bring to the pub. You're ordering a pint of Guinness while he spends 20 minutes getting the barman to make him a cocktail filled with nectar, honey, and chunks of fermented Indian sheep milk. And you would think that unplugging a £50 million defender from their defence would sink them like a chunk of mouldy cheese, but I actually think they'll be fine. Another 15th place finish with Chris Hamill spending another 9 months making love to Potter's face on the back of a pillow. 14th Burnley. This is Sean Dyche's 10th season at Burnley. 7 of them have been in the Premier League. Good Christ, where is this man's knighthood? He took over at Turf Moor when they were 14th in the Championship. The job he's done is utterly outstanding. And again, this will be another season of survival. To be fair, they didn't manage to get the 40-point mark last season, so Dyche will probably see that as failure and have probably spent the summer biting off chunks of his own tongue. The standards have slipped and he won't be happy. They'll be better this season, they'll be absolutely fine. 13th Wolves. Remember when Wolves were tipped as outside bets to someday crack the top 4? Yeah, no, their European ambitions are now lying dead in a roadside ditch. The project is over. Yes, they achieved back-to-back 7th place finishes, and now I'm tipping you to achieve back-to-back 13th place finishes. I mean, they replaced the popular Nuno Espirito Santo with Bruno Lage. That's about as inspiring to Wolves fans as watching Boris Johnson give a public speech with his hand yanked down his pants. That wouldn't exactly fill you with confidence. Yes, I know Lage won Benfica the league in 2019, but he was only in charge for half of the season. It was the honeymoon period. In his only full season in charge of the Stadium of Light, he equaled the club's worst ever run of results. 2 wins in 13 matches. And he went 5 consecutive matches at home without a win. Good Christ, they conceded 4 goals at home to Santa Clara. 3 years ago, he was assistant coach at Swansea when they were relegated, and before that, again, he was Carlos Carvajal's assistant at Sheffield Wednesday, and before that, coaching the Shabab Al-Ahli's under-19s. If I was a Wolves fan and I read that CV, honestly, it'd be like finding out that your children's babysitter spent 5 years in jail for eating his own sister's face. Everything points to more failure this season. Raul Jimenez is back. But is he really? Or is he now a 30-year-old cabbage who constantly walks around with a splitting headache and has to eat his dinner through a straw? Is he really going to be the goal-scoring monster he was 2 years ago? Again, just another dull 13th place. 12th West Ham. West Ham fans are probably appalled at this. Well lads, if you're expecting another Champions League assault, it's not going to happen. That's when David Moyes steered Everton to 4th in 2005. They then slumped to 11th in 2006. Let's not forget your most influential player last season, Jesse Lingard. Just like my dad, he's not coming back. If you took away his 9 goals and 3 assists last season, you'd finish 11th behind Aston Villa. You've done utterly nothing in the transfer market so far, so clearly you're just gonna stagnate, go backwards, and yeah, a boring mid-table 12th in Mark Noble's last ever season. But any angry West Ham fans who are convincing yourselves that you'll still finish top half without Lingard, okay then lads, if the Hammers repeat this, if they finish inside the top half, then I will personally fly to County Wicklow and spend a weekend living inside a cave. 11th Newcastle. Steve Bruce has not been that bad at Newcastle. I'm sorry, but Rafa Benitez, 44 points and 45 points in the Premier League. Steve Bruce, 44 points and 45 points. It's literally the exact same result. Yeah, you could say,
Oh, Bruce was given much more money.
that's right. Do you really think Benitez envies the fact that Bruce was given a £40 million lump of donkey meat like Joe Linton? Is that really supposed to be some sort of advantage? That's like moving into a house and being given an expensive luxury £900 fridge, which doesn't actually work and just excretes sweaty breast milk all over the floor. Bruce isn't a great manager, but he's a steady pair of hands. And with the likes of Joe Willock, Alan Saint-Maximin and Callum Wilson, I'm sorry, there's enough going forward there to have a half-decent season. Let's not forget, they finished last season strongly. I'm gonna go for 11th. Newcastle fans will finally give Bruce some credit. I can almost feel it in my scrotum sack. 10th, Leeds. Yeah, I can't. I cannot spend another 9 months having heart palpitations every time I see Leeds flirt with the top half. I can't do it again, okay? Leeds, I apologize for predicting you to finish bottom half last season. Look, I've now got a pompous Paddy B forever playing Hall of the Mountain King on my foot. I was wrong, okay? Your squad was not championship quality. Second season syndrome, it's not going to apply to a coach like Marcelo Bielsa. He's not the next Chris Wilder, okay? You replace Isken Alioski with Junior Firpo from Barcelona. You've made Jack Harrison's low move permanent. You've held on to Calvin Phillips. You're going to have another great season. But okay, if Bamford wins the Golden Boot, I'll sleep in a box outside Ellen Road for a week. 9th, Aston Villa. Last season, I predicted Aston Villa to get relegated under Dean Smith. Now, I'm predicting that a Villa team who've lost Jack Grealish will now proudly sit 9th in the league. It's weird, okay? But lads, Villa are going to have a great season. They've just waved goodbye to that sweaty lump of Brill cream for a British record fee and Aussie. They're going to be better off for it. I hope the Villa board are backslapping their way all the way to the bank because they've just pulled off the biggest coup in British sport. £100 million for a mid-table England bit part player halfway to 50? It's incredible. What a deal, seriously. What a deal! This time last summer, people were debating about whether or not he was better than James Maddison. 2 years ago, he was locked in the championship dungeons. So now, a £100 million paycheck? Leon Bailey is an excellent replacement. 15 goals and 11 assists for Bayern Leverkusen last season. That was Kai Havertz levels of productivity at the same club the year before. Else, Emi Buendia and Danny Ings are razor sharp signings. Although I'm pretty sure Ollie Watkins is now spending this month crying into a bowl of milk. Honestly, if he spends this season rotting on the Villa bench, whilst watching his Brentford successor take his spot in the England squad, honestly, it'll probably feel like cutting off his pinky toe with a bread knife. Anything to numb the pain. When he saw the news flash on Sky Sports that Villa had signed Ings, it was probably like reading that his girlfriend had dumped him by text. Anyway, bringing back former players like Axel Tuanzebe and Ashley Young to strengthen the squad depth. Don't forget, you've got a Club America winning goalie in net. This is without a doubt Villa's strongest squad for over 10 years. A solid 9th in the league, and lads, to prove my confidence, if Villa don't finish inside the top half without Jack Grealish, I will do an entire 10-minute video standing up to my neck in a freezing lake. 8th, Arsenal. This is just sad. Arsenal finishing 8th in the league for our 3rd season on the trot. Maybe now we might realise that chasing Arsene Wenger out of town as if he was swimming with leprosy might have been a bit foolish. There's surely no way Mikel Arteta would survive this. But yeah, this will be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's last season at the club as well, and it's just gonna be sad. He's gonna spend the first half of this season trotting about like a disinterested cow. He'll probably lose his place to Gabriel Martinelli after Christmas. Ben White is very quickly gonna look like an expensive Calvin Chambers, and this is gonna be the season where Arsenal fans turn on Thomas Partey. It's gonna be truly rough. 8th place and just so very pointless. 7th, Everton. Just a typical Everton season this. For Everton fans, it's gonna be weird seeing Rafa Benitez in the dugout. It's a bit like seeing a circus clown at the foot of your bed with his knob in his hand. You're probably gonna feel a bit uncomfortable. Lads, Everton fans wouldn't be happy with 7th, but the sad thing is, this will be your highest finish in 4 years. You know, back when you had Romelu Lukaku on the books. Benitez will organise, he'll do what he can, but I'm sorry. Your summer transfer shopping window, Andros Townsend, Asmir Begovic and Damari Gray, all for a combined transfer fee of 1.7 million? That's like waking up on Christmas Day and finding a pair of mouldy socks and a bowl of half-eaten cat food underneath the tree. It's a bit underwhelming. Apparently Rafa Benitez doesn't want James Rodriguez anywhere near his team. And isn't there a player suspended from your club? A player who must not be named. It won't be a horrible season, it will be an improvement, but still 7th, and that's about it. 6th, Leicester. Brendan Rodgers is doing an all-around better job at Leicester City than Claudio Ranieri. I know that sounds ridiculous, But it's true. Again, it's going to be another top job this season. They'll miss Wesley Fofana for a few months. He will be a loss. It'll be a slight step back into 6th. But yeah, another great season. 5th, Tottenham. Okay, in my head, Harry Kane is staying at Tottenham this season. But if he leaves this summer, good Christ, Tottenham will be floundering in 10th. But if Kane stays, and I think he will, then I think Nuno Santo will quietly do a decent job at Tottenham. I'm expecting a big comeback season from a rejuvenated Dele Alli. Santo clearly knows how to turn Matt Doherty from an overweight Teletubby into one of the most dangerous right backs in the league, and Christian Romero should be a good replacement for Toby Alderweireld. Don't get me wrong, Tottenham are an utter mess right now, but if Kane stays, then yeah, 5th in the league. 4th, Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool fans are going to be getting sick into a bucket with this. 4th in the league. Yeah, but calm down, lads, okay? It's not a bad 4th, where you're clinging on the Champions League qualification on the last day by the width of a sheep's pubic hair. No, absolutely not. You're going to have a comfortable 10-point gap on Tottenham at least. It's going to be close between you and 3rd. It'll be a matter of points. And don't worry, I think you'll be in a title race until February. This isn't going to be a bad season, but Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez are going to be rustier than a nun's lady flower. You don't spend nearly a year sitting in a hospital bed and having to use a wheelchair to use the toilet without having a few difficulties on your return. They'll have some rough performances at the back. Ibrahim Konate will take a while to get up to pace of the English game, and you've lost Gini Wijnaldum from your midfield. Naby Keita is made of butter, and your front 3 all turn 30 years of age inside the next 12 months. You need at least 2 more signings to freshen up the squad. Sorry lads, 4th. But if Liverpool do manage to win the league, then don't worry. I will spend an entire night outside in a sleeping bag covered in milk and dog food. 3rd, Man United. Again, there won't be much between 3rd and 4th. Probably just 2 or 3 points. But listen, United have strengthened amazingly well. Bringing in Jadon Sancho, Rafa Varane, and Paul McShane. Well, but you are a peak world-class centre-forward away from winning the league. Edinson Cavani had a great debut season, but so does Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and look what happened then. Cavani turns 35 this season. If he manages to hit double digits in the Premier League this time out, I will do an entire apology video to the man wearing a pint of egg yolks on my head. 2nd, Man City. If you're a club foolish enough to reject signing both Lionel Messi and Harry Kane to instead spend £100 million on Jack Grealish, then I'm sorry, you don't deserve to win the league after that. Most of you are probably salivating over the Man City squad, and yes, it is amazing. But let's not forget, their only recognised centre forward is Gabriel Jesus. They're not winning it this year. I'm sorry, if Jack Grealish winds up a Premier League champion next May, I will get a Man City shirt, get Grealish on the back, go down to the Man City training ground and beg him for a selfie. But it's not gonna happen. 1st, Chelsea. Remember this in May 2022. Chelsea are winning the Premier League this season. Honestly, this clip is gonna do the rounds on Twitter. I know it is because I'm gonna look like an utter genius. I'm correct. Chelsea are going to be lifting that league title in May. This isn't even a question to me. I know this is happening. I can see it. I can visualize it in my mind's eye. What Chelsea have now is a recognised centre forward. The last time they had that, a clinical goal scoring machine up front, they won the Premier League twice. Lukaku is a guaranteed 20 goals a season, chucking the technically superb attacking players around him. Also, you've got Jorginho in midfield. Jorginho once booed by the Chelsea fans. Now he's in the running for the Ballon d'Or. As long as Roman Abramovich has been at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea have never gone more than 5 seasons without a Premier League crown. May 2022 will be exactly 5 years since the last one, and I refuse to believe they're going to go 6 consecutive seasons without winning the league. It's not going to happen. Complacency might set in the Etihad, but Chelsea, the squad, they're going to be the hungriest in the league. Remember this. Drink it in. May 2022. I'm going to look like an utter footballing genius. Alright, this is a message to future me. In May, I hope you're laughing. I hope you're drinking this in, honestly. I hope you're gloating right now. I hope you're picking up the naysaying comments in the comment section of this video and laughing. Throwing back your head and laughing like a pig in heat. I mean, this has the potential to be my greatest prediction ever, because I'm not guessing Chelsea are going to win it, I'm saying it. Chelsea are definitely romping to victory. And let's make a deal. If this does happen, then you all have to comment in the comment section below of when I revisit this in May.
Oh, Irish guy's an absolute footballing king.
Do we have a deal, alright? And if Chelsea don't win the league, I'll eat an entire shepherd's pie out of my shoe. Anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Alright, are Chelsea going to win the league? Is the relegation zone going to be the exact same as 2005, or am I just gonna? Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, think of all the forfeits I just said. Oh, this could backfire very bad. Oh. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give a like, share, and subscribe. As always, I'll talk to you in a while.